We're all holding on to some financial documents we just might not need, right? They might be sitting in a drawer, sitting in a filing cabinet, maybe a shoebox. But these financial documents, maybe there are a few that we do need, a few that we don't need. We're going to sort out today in this video what goes, what stays, and where it all belongs. Welcome into Perfect Game Retirement. Ben George with Ryan Ledden at Black Oak Asset Management, the president there, also a certified financial planner. We all have these documents piling up, Ryan. And I know we all could use a little time to get organized because there's just so much of these things. I guess it's probably less, maybe that we're gone digital, but I think we're just more prone to hanging on to things now that we actually have them in hard copies because that doesn't come around as much anymore.
No, it doesn't. But it's funny that we're talking about this on the show. Like, I'm doing some office cleanup around here. We got some shelving units going in. So I'm having to kind of consolidate my office and I'm going through stuff. And I found some insurance policies like through work, not life insurance or anything, but kind of workman's comp and business lines of insurance, kind of kind of boring stuff, but needed and have to have. And I'm like, oh, well, I forgot this was here. So, put it in my folders. I'm like, I'm going to take this home and scan it. And that way I have it. Now, some of it's like stuff this thick. So, okay, I'm going to go home and put that in my safe at home and maybe never look at it again, but at least it's there. At least I know where it's at. So, but yeah, a lot of this stuff is digital. So we have with our clients, we have an online vault, if you will. That's kind of our slogan for it, but they can put all these documents and put it in an online vault. That way, God forbid something happens to someone in the family or a spouse or whatever they know. As long as they have the login information, they can go to one place and find insurance policies, estate planning documents, tax returns. Again, you can put login information. I know, which is kind of difficult because that stuff changes quite a bit, but just being cognizant of going back and changing that stuff because it's a real thing. It can be a mess for people when they're left behind to try to clean this stuff up.
Yeah. Well, I got a list I put together, Ryan, of just a bunch of paperwork that somebody might have that's financial related that maybe you deal with. And I want you to tell us whether or not we can keep it, get rid of it where it belongs, because I know I'm sure a lot of people feel like I do, where you just feel like as soon as I get rid of this, I'm going to need it. Right. So let's make sure that that's not the case here. So let's start with pay stubs. I mean, a lot of us get these digitally, but is there any reason to keep these around?
Not really. I mean, I wouldn't keep it. Depends on how you're paid, weekly, bi-monthly, whatever it may be. But all the stuff at the end of the year, of course, you're going to get those. Basically, you're going to get a summary of that when you have to file your taxes from your employer. So pay stubs, unless you feel like there's a discrepancy or your pay has changed, or pay stubs, again, they're mostly digital. So, but it's good to take a look at. It's good to see, what your health insurance is, what your 401k contributions are, especially if you're if you're going to max out the 401k early, or you hit that Social Security wage base. I mean, you get a pay bump, sometime throughout the year, depending on what your income is. So you're not contributing to your 401k anymore. You're not paying into Social Security. So maybe being intentional with that extra savings or that extra income that you have. But as far as keeping pay stubs, I wouldn't worry about it because you can always go to HR, probably download it on an online resource and reach back out and get that information.
Okay. Beyond that, W-2s, 1099s, I know we need these every year to file our tax returns. I know, we keep them around for audits, but how long do we actually need to be holding on to these year to year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the specific rules on that, but I do know the tendencies are, usually audits are done within 3 years. I think they can go out to review as far as 6 to 7 years. So definitely keep those. I mean, goodness gracious, I think I still have stuff from when I was even a teacher, which was 14 years ago. Which is crazy. I probably don't need that anymore, but it's just that such an important document that I want to make sure that we still have that stuff. Again, it's probably outside the statute of limitations as far as years go. But yeah, I would hang on to those at least for 7 years.
All right. So we will hang on to our W-2s, 1099s for a little bit. All right. Investment statements. I know we get these monthly, quarterly statements come in, a good time to review, what you have, look at your portfolio here, Brian, but is there any need to hang on to these? I know a lot of times companies are pushing people to switch these to digital anyway and get the e-statements, but what do we need to know about these?
Yeah, e-statements are almost across the board now. They don't want to put something in the mail and pay for the paper and the postage and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, investment statements, take a look at them, look at the monthly statements. Most people log in to see their account balances, but just make sure there's nothing weird going on or something you're not sure of. Quarterly statements, I guess you could keep those, but I would really keep your year-end statement, especially. And again, tax forms will be sent out from those year-end statements. Brokerage accounts, you have to file those with your taxes. Really, your Roth and your IRA, there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, you may have to show contributions going in and if they're deductible or not. Obviously, if you're RMD age, your year-end statement is going to show what your balance is, and your RMD is based off of that balance. So, yeah, I would keep more year-end. Monthly, no. Quarterly, okay, if you want to, but definitely year-end statements.
All right, let's get into some other documents here that I know that you work with clients and handle with clients sometimes. But estate planning documents, I assume these you want to keep these around as long as possible, right? I mean, this is something you're not getting rid of.
No, yeah, keep these forever. Obviously, if you change or alter your estate planning documents, it will resend the previous one that you did. And again, we give our clients an online tool that they can go in and create all this stuff. And it houses it there. Of course, they need to print these things off and be able to get them notarized with a witness and a notary. Then keep those and hopefully scan those in. If not, definitely keep those in a fireproof safe. But we see our clients' documents and to make sure that they're still doing what they need to do. But yeah, estate planning documents, keep those forever.
Same with insurance policy statements. Is this something you want to keep probably alongside the estate planning documents? And how long? I mean, are these updated at all through the years?
Yeah, insurance policies, obviously focusing more on life insurance. I mean, keep the policy delivery at least for the term of the policy. Now, if you have a whole life policy, keep that forever. Usually insurance usually only send out annual statements. Term is term. It doesn't do anything. It just stays as is until that 20 years or 30 years or however long. So again, just keep the original paperwork on that. I don't know if you necessarily need to keep the annual statements. Now, if it's a whole life policy or some type of IUL, you probably want to keep the annual statements there. But again, I just found a bunch of miscellaneous because insurance covers a whole gamut, long-term care, property and casualty. I mean, there's a whole slew of stuff. So keep that as long as the policy is enforced. But how often you need to keep statements, I don't think it's necessary.
All right. So we're going through some documents, whether or not you need to keep them around. What about loan paperwork, Ryan? This is, I guess, something you probably want to have handy at some point, but how long do you actually need to keep it?
Yeah, same thing. Kind of keep that for the duration of the loan. And then once something is paid off, if it's a car that's paid off, obviously they'll send you the title. Same thing if you pay your house off, they're gonna send you a notice that it's paid in full. So keep those documents. But soon as we don't have our house paid for yet, but hopefully that will happen soon. Once that's paid for, yeah, I'm getting rid of all the mortgage statements that we've been keeping year over year and showing the amount of interest that we've paid and all that. I want to destroy those and shred those and just keep the paid in full notice. So yeah, just keep it during the duration of the loan.
Well, you talked about destroying and disposing of that. I want to kind of close out with that. What do you recommend? What do you do in terms of getting rid of these documents? And everybody worries about, hey, I don't want any personal information stolen. So what do you recommend?
Yeah, obviously you can take it to companies and they give you a certification that they're going to be destroyed. So actually, I'll tell you what I do. I actually kind of looked up what the cost is like per pound. And so I bring home shredded documents and we shred them at home and I pay my daughter I'm like, weigh this and you get $1 a pound and you can shred them. And so I physically see her shredding them. And so I know they're done. There's a little bit of mistrust in me that when I give these documents over, that they're gonna take care of it. But we have one here at work, obviously client stuff. I mean, we shred it instantly. So I see it, it's done, it's over with. But stuff that has to do with us, then I take it home and let my daughter shred it and let her earn a little bit of money. Not a lot, but some.
Yeah, you can never be too careful. All it takes is one rogue employee, right? That's the one thing you worry about. So good to get your daughter a little small business there running in the background.
That's right.
As we close it out too, What paperwork do people need to have when they come to see you, Ryan? I know you can go to speakwithryan.com to schedule a time on Ryan's calendar to come in, take advantage of that complimentary consultation there. But which of these documents do I need to have with me when I come to see you?
Yeah, usually the first meeting, I mean, people ask this question a lot, so it's a good question. Some people say, hey, what do I need to bring? Usually if it's a first in-person meeting, we've already probably had a phone call, so it's we know a little bit about each other. I don't require anyone to bring anything. If they want to, that is up to them. I don't want them to feel obligated to do so. So, because we have with everything digital or most things digital now, if they decide to move forward, I send them an email and there's a secure upload link right there in our signature. So they can click on that, upload the documents, and then I get a notification that things have been saved or sent to us. So again, digitally, we can get this stuff taken care of. We do need to see statements and tax returns and all. I mean, we want to see the full picture because if we're working with someone and we're doing a full financial plan, I need to know the full picture. So yeah, usually that comes later. They don't need to bring anything with that first in-person meeting.
All right, very good. We'll go to speakwithryan.com. All that contact information is down in the show description. Whether you're watching us on YouTube, listening on your favorite podcasting app, you'll find the links there to connect with Ryan and the team at Black Oak Asset Management. But we all have some organizing to do. I know it's important to do that. Take advantage of the time that you have to get those things in order, get rid of what you don't need, keep what you do, and make sure you have that all organized and know where to find it when you need it. But hope this video helps. If it does, please subscribe. We appreciate that. Leave a comment as well. We'll talk to you again right here on Perfect Game Retirement.